Welcome back to the Shay. FC Halifax Town can join 17 other non-league sides in the hat for the second round draw in around 90 minutes' time. Let's join our commentators for the day. Jim Beglin alongside Peter Drury.
Thank you, Adrian. A day the like of which the dear old Shay thought it may never see again. Teams led out this Remembrance Sunday by servicemen. Major Steve Ward, Corporal Danny Horsfield, Lance Corporal Robert Swindles of the 3rd Battalion Yorkshire Regiment. And behind them in blue, some proud, proud men. Proud town, proud club. FC Halifax Town, a club re-incarnate. My goodness me, this club has fought for its life down the years. More than once it has nearly ceased to be, but somehow it has stayed alive, and today it is positively kicking. This is the first time that the reborn FC Halifax Town has played in the FA Cup proper, led there by Captain Tom Baker, a locksmith, little man with a big heart. And this is the first Charlton team to travel to the Shay since August 1974. From Valley Floyd Road to the Calder Valley. Halifax fans have been sweating all week on the fitness of top scorer Lee Gregory, who pulled up lame in the 4th qualifying round win at Solihull Moors. But he has made it, he's an electrician. This 11 also contains a gas man, a fireman and a locksmith. It doesn't contain regular target man James Dean, who serves a suspension, nor winger James Marwood, whose parent club Gateshead won't let him play. So Gregory and fans' favourite Danny Holland come back into the side that beat Gloucester last week. So Danny Holland for Halifax, Danny Hollands, plural, in the Charlton side. Plural being most appropriate since he recently became a father of triplets. And Hollands is a constant in a team which has changed for the first time in a month. Scott Wagstaff, the sole survivor of the Northwich aberration 2 years ago, comes in and starts on the right. Cameroonian Cedric Evina comes in at left back, and in place of Wright Phillips and the rested Kermagol, it's an experienced front line, Paul Hayes, and the evergreen Jason Ewell. 10 goals for Halifax's number 10. Their top scorer this season, his involvement key. Neil Aspin was a muck and nettle centre-half. He's turning out to be a very successful manager, the Blue Square North Manager of the Month, on the back of 2 full seasons at this club, 2 promotions, 2 titles. Nor is Chris Powell having a shabby time. He's clearly enjoying his afternoon, a man who made his England debut the last time England beat Spain. At the back of the shot there, David Bosomworth, the chairman, who picked up the pieces of this club a little more than 3 years ago. Bobby Ham, director, alongside him. Our old colleague John Helm, loved in these parts for his voice down the years and for his still childlike enthusiasm about local sport. He is part of the scenery too. The referee here has first-round form. A year ago, Jeff Eltringham was in charge when FC United of Manchester won in the last minute at Rochdale. Contrast of the captains, though, is stark. Johnny Jackson, a one-time Premier League player with Tottenham Hotspur, shaking hands with Tom Baker, whose past was at Bradford Park Avenue. Charlton Athletic, the FA Cup winners of 1947, reached the 3rd round last year and lost at Spurs, but still haunted by defeat at this stage at Northwich 2 years ago. And now, before the sport, this community, in common with countless nationwide, makes its public observance of Remembrance Sunday. Of all the wars and conflicts that Great Britain has been involved in. This silence will begin and end on the referee's whistle. So we'll now go to today's match referee. with profound gratitude, we remain free to enjoy days of fun just like this one. They'll need to be bonded. 2 years ago, Northwich broke Charlton apart. For 100 years, there's been a football club bearing the name of this town. It is 3 years since the current chairman began regrowing this incarnation of it out of the ruins of its predecessor. And here is the biggest day in the short new life of FC Halifax Town. Baker! Oh!
That's crossbar. That's an absolute perler, isn't it? From such a distance as well. I mean, they've just afforded him the chance. We'll go on, have a pop then. And you know what? The keeper is lost on that one as well, John Sullivan. It dips at the very end, but not enough. Just clips the crossbar. And I think John Sullivan will be breathing a little easier after that. Great effort.
We'll soon be out for the second half. Let's go back to our commentary team. Jim Beglin alongside Peter Drew.
Thank you, Adrian. Got all the trappings. Charlton have their lead. It's not as extensive a lead as they enjoyed via their youth team on Monday night. In a similar sort of fixture, Charlton's under-18s had a 9-0 away win at Soham. And I guess the more ambitious Charlton folk and the more pessimistic Haligonians, for that is what a resident of Halifax is called, might have feared something similar. That hasn't been the case at all. Jim, no question in the gloom and the murk here, it is a proper contest.
It is indeed. I was impressed with Halifax. I was impressed with their game plan in the first half. As Neil Aspin said, stay in the game. I think that still applies, even though they're a goal behind. I don't think they'll change that drastically. I think it's still a case of making sure you make things difficult for the visitors. Hang in there, and you just might get a little bit of a spark or just a little bit of creation from one of your front players, and can get you right back into it. So I don't think they'll be throwing caution just yet.
Famous cup occasions here down the years. We've spoken a lot about the game in January 1980 when Paul Hendry scored against Joe Corrigan and Halifax beat a stellar Manchester City team here. There was another one in July 71, very famous Watney Cup tie. Who remembers the Watney Cup when Halifax beat Manchester United, including Best, Law and Charlton 2-1. Willie Morgan had a penalty save, George Best scored one. There were nearly 20,000 in the ground that day. Well, there are around about 5,000 in here today, very, very reasonably priced. You can't spend more than 13 quid on a match ticket for this, their biggest game in years, and the biggest game in the history of the Reborn Club. The community has united around this fixture, and talking to one or two people around us over the course of the half-time break, there was a certain relief, a happiness that whatever happens now, as Charlton warmed themselves up at the start of the second half, whatever happens now, Jim, Halifax have put on a decent show, and for the pride of a town and a club, that probably mattered most today.
Yeah, absolutely, and I mean, I think Neil Aspin needed him in at half-time. You know, after conceding the goal, it's just demoralising a little bit, and I'm sure he's remotivated his troops now. And I think the one thing he has to instill for the second half now is the belief in his players that they can still get something out of this, that don't let it kind of get away from you now. Still give it all you've got, and don't leave anything out there.
The Skircoat stand that you see there, semi-populated, is kept for the away supporters. I assure you that the main stand in which we're sitting is absolutely chock-a-block. The attendance is healthy, and it includes their Vice President Jeff Cope, former Yorkshire and England spin bowler, and his guide dog Kemp. Jeff was made a Vice President at the start of this season and is an avid fan of this club, has been for some time. Rarely misses a home game, nor indeed does Kemp. He took 8 wickets for England in 3 Test matches on the 77-78 tour of Pakistan, and would have taken a debut hat-trick, but Mike Brearley, diving at first slip, thought he grounded the third catch and called the batsman back. Anyhow, that's history, up to date. Halifax have a cup tie to chase. And here's Rainford and Garner. McManus. Away from Solly. Very decent delivery. Could come down for Gregory. Hooked away as far as Rainford! Solomon threw down a hand.
Well, just what the doctor ordered, exactly what Neil Aspin would have wanted from his players. Just revitalise them and go out and have a go at this.
Wagstaff. Hayes. Flicked up off Wagstaff, well read by Hogan. Over the top here for St Just. First chance to demonstrate his pace. And to worry Solly. And worry the full-back he does. St Just to the cross! Gregory didn't make contact. Here's Rainford. In went Baker. And it's come out to Hardy! Whistle's gone.
Yeah, Baker was just a little too robust in the challenge, and referee penalised them for that. And just look at the manager in the touchline, urging his troops on. That's a lovely little ball, exactly what he wanted to do as well, St Just. I thought Gregory would get a little more on it. He seemed to be in position front post. And he just, I don't know, it just seemed a bit awkward, and he's missed it.
Is he living this day or is he not?